Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the farm. I wanted to bring you guys up to speed on where we were with everything in the garden. We've made a lot of progress here in the past few days, and we've been steady at it, trying to get everything in the ground. Well, I know in the last video you seen we had a lot of issues with tomatoes and the cold weather that we had. Well, it hasn't been a problem here lately, and we got 2 rows of tomatoes in with ground covers, and I actually got the Florida weave on the first course of the Florida weave on them. Now, if you remember in the last video, all that was planted with Bella Rosa, and the cold got every one of them. And I pulled all of those up, cleaned everything up a little bit, and I went back, and what I've got in here now is the Homestead tomato, and it's also from Hoss Tools. And behind it, I've got the Black Cream, and both of them's determinate, so they'll run their course and then they'll be out of here. I've also got 5 different tomatoes up in the greenhouse that have sprouted, and by the time these tomatoes get started putting fruit on, and get closer to the end of their lifespan, we'll pull them out and we'll start plucking some of the ones that we got in the greenhouse in here. I've got it set up to where I'm gonna have 2 rows like you see, a small walkway, 2 more rows just like this, another small walkway, and then 2 more rows on that end. So we've got enough room to put 6 rows of tomatoes in. Those rows are 50 feet long, and we're averaging 16 plants per row. Now, I've got several tomatoes still left to put in the ground, and they're starting to bloom. You can see here, I already got blooms on them. But yeah, up front, these are the Sun Gold. It's a cherry tomato, and I won't use all of these, but I've got the Sweetie cherry tomato here, and what I'll probably wind up doing is splitting the difference and planting half of these and half of these in one row. That's gonna be a lot of cherry tomatoes. And like I said, guys, this is my year to learn how to grow a lot. So next year, when I step up my game even further, I'll know what to expect. And these here, this is a Roma type tomato, and I've also got some Tachis up in the greenhouse, and same thing. I'll probably split the difference and use half of these and half of those Tachis in one row and just call it good. I've also got some peppers that are ready to go out. These are the Italian sweet peppers. This is yellow variety, and that's a red variety. And I've got some pepperoncinis over there, pepperoncini, however you want to pronounce that. Everybody says it a little different, but yeah, my wife loves those. She loves to pickle them, so I grow those for her. And they're actually got, looks like small peppers growing on them. So do these. So right beside it, we've got Sugar Baby watermelons. They're about ready to go outside. These are Honey Rock melons. These are actually 2 different varieties of cucumber. I've got a National Pickling cucumber, and I've got a Calypso cucumber. And more than likely, we'll split the difference and plant both varieties in one row. And I'm thinking that I'm going to put my cucumbers on 2-foot spacing and put them on drip irrigation, because they will be trellised. And I got a new style trellis idea that I'm gonna try out. I seen it on Josh Satin over at Satin Hill Farm. So I'm gonna try that this year in the garden, in the main garden. And back here I got a couple different kinds of squash and zucchini. I've got several rows of zucchini and squash planted in the garden, direct seeded. So let me give you a shot of those. All right, guys, so here we have 4 rows of various squash and zucchini. We got Sunburst on this end, got it in ground cover. I've got Moonbeam in this second row. I've got Gold Prize in this row, and I've got Black Beauty zucchini in this row. Now, everything on this side of the garden planted is Christmas pole lima beans, 4 rows of Dixie butter peas, Touchstone gold beets, red ace beets. This row here is a Golden Delight zucchini, and then also we got 2 rows of Kentucky Wonder pole beans. And this Golden Delight zucchini has been in the ground for, well, tomorrow will be a week. And you can see they're already starting to show up to the party. So yeah, I noticed the ground was cracking on a lot of them already. So Yeah, there's another one right here. Oh, and there's one fitting to branch out. So yeah, glad to see that. Everything in the cool season garden, which it hasn't been cool around here at all. It's been rather warm. But you can tell everything in the cool season garden is looking great. Lettuce is good. Broccoli is good. I look for the broccoli to start heading out here pretty soon. I went through here and weeded everything yesterday. Give it a good drink of water. This thing looks great. Alright, so over here we got the red Norland potatoes, and you can see they have filled in both rows, which I was a little worried, and I gotta weed them, guys. Don't pay no attention to the weed. I'll take care of them here shortly. My plan for today is to fertilize and heal the potatoes. Sorry about the wind, guys. It has been windy here past 2 or 3 days anyway. So I'm gonna fertilize and heal those potatoes, and I've laid out 4 rows here in the big garden, 4 Purple Hull peas. And I got to go pick up the seed from Farm Supply. I called him yesterday. He said it was in, so them things fly off the shelf when he gets them. So he's saving me a couple pounds. I'm gonna run up and get them here in a minute. The rest of this garden, as you see, will be planted in ambrosia sweet corn, and we're going to try to get that done either today or tomorrow. We'll go over here to the onions and the garlic and the Yukon Gold potato plot. Alright, so I've had a tractor out here working on this plot here. This is right across from the cool season, and I was working on it a little bit yesterday, trying to get ready to plant okra. And guys, okra is one of them seeds that just does not like cold weather, period. Does not like cold soil temperatures. I usually try to get mine in the ground in mid-May, and mine goes all the way to frost. So, and it'll be 7 feet tall. But yeah, okay, here's the Yukon Golds. You can see they're looking good, and there's a couple missing in there, and I don't know what happened, but you know, I'm happy with what I've got. So we're going to try to get those healed. As you can see, the elephant garlic is looking fantastic as always. I just fertilized it the other day, and it ought to be, you know, not too much longer. I'm thinking May. Maybe the end of May, 1st of June, we'll be ready to harvest this stuff. I'm curious to see what it looks like, and I really don't want to pull it because I've got every piece is spoken for. So that's where we're at with the garden right now, and I've got several projects that I got my hands in. I still haven't done anything over here in the goat pasture, and I've got to move Daisy, my doe. I got to move her here in the next day or two because she is due to kid here in less than a week. I've got her pegged at 150 days. In 4 more days she'll be ready to drop, and she is big as a barrel. But yeah, you guys see me in a couple of videos on the skid steer out here getting on these stumps up. We got them up. There's still 1 or 2 big ones, but my son, he's clearing some land for a pasture, and he's gonna have a piece of equipment. He's gonna, when he finishes up on his track, before he carries it back, he's gonna come over here and get this one and the other one, and then we'll jump on this thing with both feet. There's one of them. It's really 2 really big sweet gum stumps, and then there's a cluster, but the roots run all over the place, and that skid steer just didn't want no part of that. But I've got to burn that big burn pile, and I got these stumps lined up here. I was waiting on it to rain a little bit, knock the dirt out of them, but I've been taking them with the bobcat, excuse me, not bobcat, tractor with a box blade, and pulling them out, knocking the dirt out, and throwing them on top of it. So next good wet rainy day, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna burn all this stuff off. We'll try to. Buddy Bang, what's up, buddy? I see you got red popsicle on your face, don't you? My grandson was out here the other day feeding them popsicles, and he still got some on him. You see, what's up, man? What's up? He's a lot happier since I got that other goat out of there. That other buck was, you know, he was pretty dominant, and he's kind of mean and scared me around my grandson and my wife. He actually got her finger with one of his horns and bruised it pretty good, and I knew then he had to go because, you know, kids reach in there and they pet him, and he was always of the sketchy. I mean, I could handle him, but I'm bigger than him, and he knew that. He knew I could handle him. He knew I would grab hold to him. But these youngins, you know, I don't want to go like that around, you know, anybody that doesn't know how to get their hands on them. All right, guys, so that's where we're at with the garden right now. And like I said, we made a lot of progress in the last 2 or 3 days. And I've still got this side I've got to plant. Now, I've got 2 rows pulled up here. Those both will be for Benny's green tent squash and probably partial eclipse squash. And both of those are, I've eaten the Benny's before and I actually like it. Benny's green tent is a great squash. That with sunburst, man, we dice them up, put them on the grill, they're great. I've got the green griller grenade squash from Hoss Tool. I've got those ready to go in the garden, and I've got the, what do you call it? It's a yellow grenade squash from Hoss Tool. I've got both of them ready to go, and they're more than likely, and I got all this drawn up on paper, guys. I promise I know what I'm doing. But I got it laid off for 2 rows of cucumbers over here, 2 rows of green grenade and yellow grenade squash, and then we're going to run into some more peas. More than likely it will be a Mississippi purple hull, which is a bush type bean. 4 rows of them just like this. 4 rows of Dixie Lees, 4 rows of Mississippi purple hull, and then we'll get into the watermelons and the honey rock cantaloupes and squash and zucchinis and yeah, all of that stuff. We're going to have somewhere for everything that we got, I promise you. And as things mature and we pick them and they slow down, we're snatching them out, going back in the ground with something different. This is the year to see what we like, what we want to grow as a staple in the garden. Black Beauty zucchini, I know is going to be one of them. I don't know. I've got some Gentry squash seed coming from Hoss Tools. It's going to be one of the ones that get plucked in on this side. And like I said, you know, yellow crookneck depends on where you're at. Some like it smooth, some like it bumpy. You know, I don't really care for yellow crookneck squash. You know, everybody in my family loves it, but me. Go figure. But anyway, zucchini. I like zucchini. I'm thinking I'm going to like that Golden Delight. Everybody I've talked to, it raves about it. They say it's the best zucchini they've ever eaten. So I'm hoping it lives up to their expectations. And you know, around here you get green zucchini and you get yellow squash, and that's it. We want to be the place to where you can get a variety of patty pans, crooknecks, zucchinis, onions, you name it, cucumbers, whatever. You know, if you got the taste for something, we can sell it to you. That's what we want to be. Same with tomatoes. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I got to run to the farm supply and get some seeds. And when I get back, I'll break out the fertilizer and heal those potatoes. Those are red Norland, so we're gonna heal and fertilize those. We're gonna plant 4 rows of purple hulls peas. And then we're gonna get out here and see how many rows of ambrosia sweet corn that we can get planted today. I'm hoping to have that field completed, done, sprinklers on by dark. That's the plan anyway. Then we're coming back into this garden and we're running rows, getting ready to put everything else that we've got ready to go in the garden out. The green grenade squash, you know, Gentry's, all that stuff. Most of that will be direct seeded, but the green grenade, the yellow grenade, Benny's green tent, all of that I've got started in the greenhouse. It's ready, it's up, and it needs to come out. But you can see the cucumbers and stuff that I got ready, they're ready to go in the garden. There's a lot of stuff that's ready to be transplanted. I'm behind on getting the plots ready, so I got a couple of days that I can be working on this. We don't have any rain in the forecast, you know, next 3 or 4 days anyway, so I'm gonna have to make it rain.